Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be seeing about Module 3 Surface Finish. So, in previous videos, we learnt about tool life, tool failure, how the cutting parameters influencing the tool life and tool failure, what are the cutting fluids used. So, here we will be learning about surface finish. So surface finish, whenever we are doing a machining, the surface, the flat, the plane of the workpiece, so it indicates the surface finish. If the machine, if the tool life is good and if the tool is having a proper sharpness, nose radius, everything, we'll be getting a smooth surface finish. Whereas if there is any failure in the tool, it may result in various patterns formed created on the surface of the workpiece. So this machining, it creates a wide range of irregularities on the surface if the tool is not proper. So they are in the form of finely spaced markings. So they are indicated of three types. And it is in other words, the finish can after machining is not smooth. So surface finish, it is defined as finish after machining which is not smooth. The term surface finish, it is used to indicate the local deviations of work surface on a perfectly flat plane. So this diagram, it shows the various patterns that are created because of the surface finish. So this lay is nothing but the spacing between the patterns, and waviness and roughness. Waviness is a microstructure surface finish, and roughness is a large macrostructure. So these are the three variations that are seen because of a surface finish. So the next one is effect of machining parameters on surface finish. So the first one is cutting speed. So the machining parameters are cutting speed, feed and depth, and these three factors, it influences all the tool life, tool failure, surface finish, everything. So first one is cutting speed. Low cutting speed results in built up edge, which causes the tool to be blunt and thereby producing rough surface on work parts. So if there is a low cutting speed, a lot of heat is generated, because of which the chips are melted and they are made as a built up edge, which causes the tool to be blunt, and this built up edges, it breaks the tool, so or it makes it blunt, and thereby the rough surface of a work part is produced. So because of this, friction also increases, power consumption also increase during machining, or other hand, high cutting speed gives better result. So for a workpiece to get a better surface finish based on cutting speed, it should have a high cutting speeds. So if you are having a high cutting speed, we will be having a better surface finish, whereas if there is a low cutting speed, it results in built up edge and increases the friction and causes the tool to be blunt. So the next parameter is feed. Increase in feed rate, it decreases surface finish. On other hand, slow feed rate gives better surface finish. A proper feed rate has to be selected for based on the depth of cut. So in this parameter also, if the feed rate is increased, it decreases the surface finish. If the feed rate is low, it gives a better surface finish. So in a cutting speed, we saw low speed, it decreases surface finish, and high speed, it increases surface finish. Whereas in feed, high feed decreases surface finish, and low feed increases surface finish. And the next parameter is depth of cut. So increase in depth of cut during machining, it destroys the surface finish. High depth of cut implies high cutting forces leading to vibrations in machine tool that impacts surface finish. So increase in depth of cut increases the waviness height. So one of the failure in the surface is a waviness. As a thumb rule, depth of cut should be slightly greater than the nose radius of the cutting edge. Apart from this, there are few parameters which affects the surface finish. So first one is tool geometry. So in tool geometry, nose radius, rake angle, relief angle, side cutting angles. So these are the angles that influence the surface finish. So if the nose radius is not higher, for a cutting tool, it causes the tool to be blunt, which results in surface finish. So similarly, rake angle, relief angle and side cutting angle also should be of appropriate angles, or else it results in surface finish. And the second one is mechanical properties of tool and work material. So this mechanical properties also influence in the surface finish. So if it is either strength, everything, so these things, it influences the surface finish. And the next one is type of cutting fluid. So if the cutting fluid is not transparent, and if it is creating more foam, we cannot do a proper machining, which results in a bad surface finish. And machine tool rigidity. So these are some of the parameters other than the cutting machining parameters which influences the surface finish. So the next one is economics of machining process. So a machining or metal cutting is one important aspect of the production system. Ultimate objective of a machining is to give intended shape and size and a finish by gradually removing material from workpiece. So this is a choice of cutting parameters. So this graph, it shows the cutting speed versus production rate, and this is cutting speed versus production cost. So here in this graph, it shows us the choice of cutting speed. So the choice of cutting parameters, first comes the cutting speed. So how the cutting speed is chosen, the choice of cutting speed, it is shown with the help of this graph. So for a maximum production rate, the speed that minimizes machining time per unit part is selected, while for minimum cost per unit, cutting speed that minimizes the production cost per part is to be selected. However, both the requirements cannot be achieved for a single cutting speed. So either we have to minimize the machining time, or we have to minimize the cost. So both the things cannot be achieved with the help of while choosing a cutting parameter. This is an equation for calculating the cutting speed for minimum cost and maximum production. So for a cutting speed for a minimum cost, it is given with the formula of C into N by R into 1 minus N, where R is nothing but the ratio of tooling cost to the machining cost. So tooling cost is nothing but tool change cost plus tool regrind cost plus depreciation cost. So for a carbide and a ceramic tool with throw-away tips, tool cost will be of cost of the bit by number of cutting edges per bit. For a high-speed steel and a brazed carbide tool, tool cost is calculated using cost of the tool plus regrind cost into number of regrinds by number of regrinds plus 1. So this is how the cutting speed for minimum cost is calculated. And the next one is cutting speed for maximum production. It is indicated as VM, where CN is nothing but machine running or operating cost, that is direct labor cost plus overheads, and C, it indicates a machining cost as described in machining constant as described in Taylor's tool life equation. So Taylor's tool life equation, that is V is equal V into T power N is equal to C, where C is nothing but this machining constant, and TC is a tool changing time, and En is an exponent as described in Taylor's tool life equation. So the next one is choice of feed. So choice of feed, it depends upon the roughing or finishing operation. So the choice of feed for economic, it depends both on roughing or finishing operation. When finishing cut is to be taken, the choice of appropriate feed depends upon dimensional accuracy and surface finish. In such case, the choice of feed is in the hands of design engineer who has specified the surface finish requirement for the component to be produced. However, in roughing operation, the primary objective is to remove material as much as possible from the workpiece material within the limited time duration. it is known that equal changes in speed and feed, it affects the tool life by tool. Further, an increase in the feed rate will not affect the relative speed of a sliding at the wearing surface of the tool. However, speed of a sliding will change in proportion to the cutting speed, since tool wear is a function of both the temperature and relative speed of a sliding. It has an advantage of greater feed than cutting speed from the viewpoint of low cost and increased production rate. However, it's worth mentioning here that increasing feed rate has a certain limit due to increase in tool forces during machining. The limiting value of a feed depends on the maximum tool force and the machine is capable of withstanding. So this is about the choice of feed. So the next one is tool life for minimum cost. So it is indicated as T minimum. For a minimum production cost, the life of a cutting tool must extend for longer periods. So this is achieved with the minimum cutting speed. This is calculated using Taylor's tool life equation. And the next one is tool life for minimum production time or maximum production rate. So both cannot be of a maximum. Either the minimum the production time should be maximum or production rate should be maximum. So either one only can be maximum. So here the tool life for a minimum production time or a maximum production rate, it is a function of the index n. So this is the main factor of this tool life for minimum production time or a maximum production rate, and it is indicated with the formula 1 by n minus 1 into Tc, where this Tc is nothing but the tool changing time. So this is about the tool life for minimum production time or maximum production rate. The next one is tool life for maximum efficiency. So tool life for this equation is described with the cutting speed and tool life for minimum cost and maximum production rate, and do not throw any light with respect to maximizing profit rate. So only it can increase the production rate and minimize the production time, but it cannot influence for any of the profit. So this is the formula that is used to calculate the tool life for maximum efficiency, where SP is nothing but the sale price or a revenue per piece, and CM is nothing but the cost of material used per piece, and TH is nothing but time for loading and unloading job. So this is about tool life for maximum efficiency. And so this is about the surface finish and the economics of surface finish. Thank you.